everyone. Welcome back to Roots, Routes, and Real Talk. I'm Serufusa, your co-host, and today my fellow co-host Hewan and I are joined by the brilliant Kari Selander, who's a strategist, a storyteller, sustainability builder, fellowship builder, podcast host, and someone whose journey genuinely refuses to fit into one box. Now, Kari and I met during our former lives as consultants, and we've stayed in touch ever since and never really looked back. So I had to bring her in, and she joins us here in London. And this conversation brings everything in every way. We talk about career pivots, meaningful work, moving across countries, navigation ambitions, and what happens when you try to stop following the expected path. But we also get into something deeper, like things like parenting, identity, mentoring, and really the constant juggle of real life of trying to build a career while trying to navigate yourself in the process. Now, there's honesty is our trademark, there's laughter, a couple of existential moments, and it will not be Roots, Routes, and Real Talk if we didn't have those. And we really talk about how we evolved as human beings. So, settle in into this, buckle your seatbelts, and let's get into the journey. And remember, for those of you who are new to us, please follow us on our socials, follow us on Instagram, follow us on LinkedIn, and the podcast is available on all platforms. So find it on Spotify, find it on Apple Podcast, everywhere. So dig in, and if you really like us, then invite a friend, share with a friend. Let's get the community building. So dive into this episode, which I think is a really cracking episode. All right, let's get into it.
Hey, we're back! Finally! Woo, 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 woo. And Serufusa has been excited for the past 2 weeks. He's been counting down the hours, the minutes, and he's really like, you're gonna love Kari. But why are you so excited? And how did you meet Kari?
I mean, Kari is my favorite person from Tampa, Florida. Now I know that.
That's where we start.
I know the next question is going to be like, how many people do I know from Tampa, Florida? But don't ask that question. I don't remember when I first met her. I don't remember when I last met her. But what I do remember is that every time I meet her, I feel like we just were with each other the other day or something. We just pick up and go on. Like it's just always feels seamless and easy. So I think that's what I love. Also, right now she's gone on. She's hosting a podcast of her own, Mother Life, 88 episodes.
Are you trying to get her followers and listen?
Is
this what's happening here?
Subscribe,
subscribe.
Share with friends.
So, I was excited that she was going to be our guest for today until I listened to her episode. I'm like, we should have had your mother here.
Oh, man.
No,
not you.
Absolutely not.
Huh?
No.
Yeah.
I did do a sort of quasi episode with her. You people would say quasi. But around the time of the LA fires last year, she's a psychologist. So everyone was trying to figure out what to do, how to navigate this, how to help our friends, what to say when somebody's house burns down. And so I did like an emergency episode where I interviewed her. How do you talk to your friends about this sort of thing?
Amazing.
But we don't need to, you don't need to mind that.
Okay.
Now we're stuck with you. So let's
you don't need to mind that.
Let's go ahead. Good.
And Kari, welcome to Roots, Routes, and Real Talk podcast. We're so excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here.
What was your first impression of Serufusa is my first question to you.
Pretty swaggy dude.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like where we used to work, it's like sort of the classic Oxford vibe. You've got like your crisp white collared shirt, a jumper over top with no logos or anything on it, and then either a chino or a dark pant. Serufusa walks in the first day and he's like wearing, I don't know, like kente or something, looking fly as anything. And I'm like, who's this guy? This is a different vibe. I can't remember actually the first time we met. I can't. And I think the last time we met was maybe in like Doha airport or something.
Yeah, some random
Randomly,
airport.
we
Yeah.
like just accidentally ran into each other. But good energy and good vibe. And I think as somebody who has accidentally done some very serious things in my career.
Accidentally.
Yeah. We could talk about that.
Yeah.
I always felt really excited to be with somebody who had a really creative soul, who was also doing some serious consequential things, but he hadn't ever let that get in the way of things that he was passionate about. Because sometimes you feel like you have to choose, I think. So I think I was always very drawn to that.
I love you. And I'm happy to report that the swag is still going on. So
I'm trying to.
Look
I'm
at
trying
him,
to.
very drippy.
the
I'm trying to.
competition that he's creating at work is just too much now. We can't. We're about to give up. We're like a few weeks away from not being able to reach the level. So
Back to the crisp shirts for everyone.
yeah, we can't, we just give up.
Oh, I think that's so kind of. Now I feel bad that I gave you. I gave you like a
Sorry,
short-handed.
It's okay. No, just it's okay.
intro.
I've also had more time to think about it.
Yeah.
Than you. Because I caught up with some of our old work colleagues the other day.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I didn't know you kept in touch with Seru." And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, I don't like all of the time.
Yeah.
But similarly, when I do, it's always really nice." I had a moment, maybe a couple more moments than you, to think about why that is.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that we're dishing out compliments,
Lazy, bro.
Her turn.
I mean, the real reason I wanted you to be here is just one, I think you just have good vibes. Two, you do amazing things and the things that you've done. But you also, I think why I've always felt you're a kindred spirit is because just like me, I feel like you're an everythingist.
Yes.
You embrace the world, you embrace opportunities, you see where they'll take you, you just are very positive about it, you go about it and you see what you can get, and you also try to get the best out of people. Like I've seen the work that Kari has done, like in building careers of other people. She's developed fellowships, she's always been friendly to people, but also like you just stand up to authority. I've seen her stand up to authority to people who are not doing right, and she's like, she's just another force of nature. And the long short of this is you just need to have Kari on your side.
Okay.
So for any future job applications, I'll be referring to Serufusa. He'll be taking it from there.
Just like,
No, I mean, I definitely have a strong belief that, like, if the team is winning, I'm winning.
Yeah.
And not just the team. Like, I feel that about my friends, about other people in my life. Like, if I'm not rooting for you, then I have to ask myself the question, like, why am I keeping you around? You know? Or why are you keeping me around?
like who needs any filters in life? That's all you need.
Yeah.
Like,
It's an easy thing. Like, I want you to, I want you to win. I want people to win.
saying. So actually, let's go back to the roots then. Let's find out, why do you want people to win? I mean, your mom is a...
Yeah, my mom's a
So she's asked these questions.
Yeah. You know, it's funny though. My mom's a psychologist, but she always, sometimes, even when I was little, she's like, "Oh, you're such a Zen Buddhist about things sometimes," when, like, you know, there would be something to be really potentially angry about.
Yeah.
And so I don't really know where that comes from, honestly. I'm the youngest of three, and I often talk about birth order as being like a big part of how we are shaped and who we are. And I think when you're the youngest, there's a little bit, what are you?
Second,
Out of?
4.
Ooh.
But acting like a first?
Was there a big gap?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
This explains that.
And it's the same.
Yeah, and then we talked about it.
Yeah.
yeah. Go
So
ahead.
I think when you're the youngest and it's like everyone's sort of reasonably spaced together and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you're just kind of like, happy to be here. Thanks for including me.
All good.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad you remembered to take me out of my car seat. Like, I'll go sit and watch your sports thing. You're just kind of being dragged around to everything all of the time.
Oh, and
You're-
boys? Is it boys? You have brothers?
Older one's a boy, middle one's a girl, and then
Okay.
me. So you're just kind of like doing what they did and being really excited when they found me even marginally interesting. So I think that was definitely part of the thing. And my dad's a pediatrician, so I had sort of the brain and the body thing.
Well-being,
Yeah.
mentally and physically.
And the other piece, I mean, you've traveled so much around the world. Like I saw, I mean, Tampa, Florida, now in London, done stuff in Oxford, Hong Kong, you've done lots of, what's the red thread that takes you to all these places? Because a lot of us, I mean, it's really hard to uproot yourself and go to these places and make connections and do stuff. So what's kept you going? Why did you even choose any of these places?
That's a great question. Well, growing up in Tampa, Florida, there was a very strong drive to get out of Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of cooler now, but it certainly wasn't when I was growing up. And it wasn't a place if you felt at all different. Like, there is a Jewish population in Tampa, but not a huge one.
Yeah.
It's politically kind of both exist there. But growing up, I think I just had like ideas of doing big things. I didn't necessarily know what that was, but that wasn't really a thing people were talking about. Doing a big thing would have been something big in Tampa, whatever that meant to you or whatever your interests were. And I just was always really like itching to get out. My parents got divorced when I was young, and I think like you just want to start over, make your own thing after something like that. And so we didn't travel a lot. You know, people go now, especially being in London, but I feel like people take their kids on really lavish vacations and like go really far. We didn't really do a lot of that. But the minute I graduated, I was already started doing that in college a little bit and even a little in high school with like saving money and stuff. But when I graduated college, that's really when my trip for myself that I had saved up for was I went to Tanzania and Kenya by myself.
Wow.
That's
on
big.
vacation for like 3 weeks, taking like the public buses around, going on like the cheapest safari options available, staying with friends of friends of friends, meeting people's families. And that was really when I got bit hard and was just like, you can't go back from that.
And is that where you got your love for like flow and sustainability, or was
that
there
was
a
sort
whole
of
other journey?
I was thinking about that because I had a feeling we were going to talk about impact stuff. And I think it started earlier in the sense that volunteerism was a big thing growing up. Like, both in the Jewish community, there's this idea of tikkun olam, which is heal the world. So like there's this strong imperative feeling that you should volunteer. Not like doing religious stuff, but like you should be doing something within the community. Like going to the soup kitchen on Thanksgiving or whatever it was, you should be doing something. And so I was always really involved in that way. And then when I went to Kibera in Kenya, which was, I don't think it's the largest slum in the world anymore, but it was at the time.
Yeah.
And do you know what I noticed? A bunch of really happy people. A bunch of really loving, generous, kind, happy people.
Wow.
And that was really my takeaway from that experience, that like, we're missing something here. Like, we're doing something wrong. There's a lot to be learned here, and maybe not the other way around. And that's always kind of been what I took into my development work when I was doing that. And sort of everything else is, you know, follow where people are happy and finding joy and like figure out how they're doing that. But the real moment where I got into the sustainability stuff was I studied journalism in my undergraduate. I moved to Hong Kong after my Tanzania, Kenya experience to work for the New York Times, like as an intern.
In Hong Kong?
In Hong Kong, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'll do anything. I had been working for CBS News, which is one of our big networks in the US. And I quit to go do this thing basically for free in Hong Kong. And I got there and they were kind of like, okay, we'll give you a visa for a year. You can do reporting on the side. You can help with some of our reporters. I was sort of like, you know, bringing coffee and doing whatever menial stuff. And when I was there, it was 2008. Does that year ring a bell to anybody?
First year of uni for me.
Oh my God.
I know. And the crash.
Okay.
And the crash. And the crash.
Okay.
And the crash. Business problems. Financial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I was there during the financial crisis, and it was a really interesting time. I was working sort of with the finance team, like the finance reporters at the Times. But the air quality in Hong Kong was amazing.
What?
It was perfect.
How?
All of the coal-fired factories in southern China closed.
Right.
And all these turtles started returning to places in Hong Kong where they hadn't nested in like 100 years. And all of a sudden, I was just confronted with this thing in a really visceral way. Like, our economic activity has a direct impact on our quality of life in a, like, I am experiencing this kind of way.
Yeah.
And being the nerd that I am and the curious person, I'm trying to dig in and understand, how have we gotten to this place? And I was like, this is way too complicated for me. Like, I don't understand enough. And I started working with more and more sort of esoteric publications. And then I hit this wall where I was like, I need to go back to school so I can be a better reporter. That's when I ended up at SOAS. But the whole time I was just trying to figure out what are the systems that are sort of enabling this insane level of pollution, that the only way that it could be stopped is for money to be yanked away. Like, surely there has to be some other way around this. So that's kind of how it started. It was a total accident. I mean, I was into like way more frivolous stuff than that before.
So that's what you meant. I stumbled into a serious life by accident.
Yeah, this life chose me, man. I thought I was going to like do fashion journalism or something. I mean, for the fashion journalist, not that it's frivolous.
Yeah.
It's art. It's different.
Do you want to be cancelled?
Yeah, I know.
Kari.
You know what?
People are being cancelled for ballet.
Me, I think that one I can actually handle. Other people, I'd be pretty sad. I actually re-released a fashion journalist episode yesterday, so he'll be fine with it.
Plug. Yeah. Make sure you go listen.
Come on, he'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had always had this like silly creative side of me, but then got interested in these very serious things, and then the silliness kind of fell away accidentally. And so I've been working really hard to get it back.
Yeah.
What do you do to bring the silliness back?
I mean, well, initially at OPM, it was like where we used to work. OPM, they're available for your consulting services right now. But lovely people. At OPM, I was like the only American.
Yes, you were.
And yeah, but it also gave me license to be sort of bombastic and silly in a way, because everyone already kind of thinks you're a little bit stupid when you're American.
Don't make us lose our American. We have an American audience, Kari.
The three people who don't stay, don't go.
I'm talking about British people.
Yeah.
Not these wonderful people. But there is this sort of like assumption. It's sort of in the way that if I hear somebody with a Southern accent, like, hey, y'all, my brain tells me, or like here in this country for a while, it was the Northerner accent.
Yeah.
You know, you hear a certain accent and you immediately make an assumption about a person. But I kind of started using it to my advantage to be a little bit more, say things to people in leadership positions and be more comfortable with it, because people kind of expected me to.
So how did you stumble in that work environment? Was it intentional? You wanted to work there, or you just finished your studies?
I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea that consulting for international development existed. Did you?
No, I had no idea as well. Like for me, it was all about just finding, at that point in my life, when I was there, I knew what I wanted to work with in a place where if I know what I know, then I can do it. And if I don't know what I don't know, then I can find people who can help me work around that. All the idea of building a team, working with people who can help you flourish. And someone suggested that I try that. Consulting world was like that, where it's just that, fighting for ideas and making them work.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. I mean, when I finished my master's, I always thought I would be in the UK for a year.
Yeah.
And I was doing this, specialized program. And then the European Union came up with this, or European Commission came up with this fellowship sort of program where you got placed at an institution as part of a cohort of researchers, and they would pay for your PhD while you were working at this place. So I hadn't really had it on my bingo card to get a doctorate, and hadn't really had it on my bingo card to be a consultant. But this crazy opportunity presented itself where I would be like part of this cohort of researchers, sort of travel around the world together.
So cool.
It was all around sort of conflict. So I was doing natural resources and conflict. Somebody else was doing some other stuff. We all had sort of our different angles, but it was a total accident. But it meant that, to OPM's credit, they were supposed to hire an economist. And I applied anyway, which I don't know why. I'm normally not that kind of person. I'm very much like, I have to meet 100% of the criteria before I'll apply. But I applied anyway. And in the interview, the fact that I got to the interview is crazy. They were asking me all the questions, and they basically were like, we have a whole building of economists, but you're free to us. And so we might as well bring some new skills into the organization, which is like kind of how they think in general. Like they are a little innovative in that way. And so I ended up staying there for 10 years and building all sorts of my own stuff inside that organization. But I was kind of hired on purpose for being a little bit of the maverick choice. So to their credit, I glad that they took the chance.
Yeah, and where do you think your maverick streak started? Because you said, is it because you're a last born child? Is it because I know you got your nose piercing at 15?
Please research.
You've
That was good.
Steve.
That was good.
You've done all those things. I've seen you in Nigeria in action, where you're also standing up to people in the club.
I was
Nigeria.
like, government ministries, because I can do both. I only go clubbing
Different
in
hats.
Nigeria.
Yeah, I remember. We've done that a couple of times. Like, shout out to that. So, I guess, where did that start, and how are you keeping on nurturing that? Because, and again, I know in your podcast you talk about parenting. Like, it's something that you want to nurture, that spirit of independence, curiosity in anyone, right?
Yeah.
Your child, your someone who's coming up in their career, but at the same time, you want to allow them to function within the structures that are there and coexist in some way, but also work their way up.
Yeah. I mean, I love, like I said, to follow the rules. And so I really do try to follow the rules first.
Okay.
So first,
Good
keyword first.
The rules aren't fit for purpose.
Yeah.
That's when I have to get creative with the people who have made the rules. I almost, like, I don't know if I've ever done something like totally dishonestly. I mean, besides the nose piercing at 15. But even that was my one big rebel moment.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do drugs. I got straight A's. I was that kind of kid. That was like my one act of rebellion. But in the workplace, or, you know, even to this day, if I confront a rule that really doesn't work anymore, it's really hard for me to leave it alone if it's going to have an impact to remove the obstacle. And like, but I won't do the sneaky thing. I will confront it head on. Like, that's a lot of what I did with government work. So I still do some government relations work with the movie ranch that I work for now. And a lot of it is like, guys, this rule isn't working for what you want it to achieve. So we have to figure out how to change the rule. But yeah, I very much, and in terms of people coming up, I think one of the things that generationally we're having a hard time with now is I very much was instilled professionally early on, like, you don't deserve anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was a real, like, you have to make yourself, you have to prove yourself, nobody's giving you shit, and like, you want to raise, you better come here after 2 years of working your job and show me receipts for why you should get one. Like, it was a very no holds barred like approach. That's not the case anymore in the workplace, I'm finding, generationally. And my friends are finding this with people they manage. And, you know, I'm not going to be one of those old farts that like, the young people don't understand or whatever. But a good friend of mine is a DJ. Hang with me on this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And as a DJ, she says, to really know your craft as a DJ, you have to play to the empty rooms. You have to get your reps in. You have to do all of those shitty shows that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah.
And it's sort of similar professionally. Like, if you go up too fast, I get it. Like, cost of living is crazy expensive, and some of this is about pay. But if you're going up too fast and you find yourself in a situation that's more than just a stretch situation, you're potentially doing yourself more professional harm than good, because now you haven't gotten the reps in, and you haven't had the mentorship, and you haven't had the experience. No young people are going to listen to me on this, and that's fine. And they're not incentivized to really anymore. But managing people when they want to go, and they don't want to put the reps in is really hard. And that's probably one of the trickiest things, I think, to navigate, is the management of expectations, and like being like, yes, I'm a maverick who put my reps in. I did both.
Yeah.
But life hack is be a DJ. What I'm taking out of this.
Be a DJ.
Go do DJing in empty rooms.
Yeah.
And then you'll be successful in life.
Ipso facto.
Oh, yeah. It's all connected.
Go to your nearest bathroom, set up your DJ kit, spend a couple of hours in there, and come out a CEO.
I love it. I hope you're all taking notes. This is life-changing material for free.
Love that.
If you have Spotify Premium, but yeah, for free. But jokes aside, so you worked in consultancy. What made you move out of the UK and back to the US and to the fun wild west.
Yeah. There were kind of two jumps. First, I created this fellowship program, which Serufusa alluded to, and that took up a chunk of time and was like super travel intensive. At around this time, I also happened to fall in love with a guy who lived on the other side.
We love that.
On the other side of the seemingly world. He lived in LA and I lived in the UK.
Aww.
We did long distance for 3 years. And at the same time, I was, starting to move out of the fellowship everyday leadership role and, more onto the board, bring somebody else in, and was looking for my next thing to make and build. And anybody who works in like the development space will know that really those constraints that are really intense now started kind of around then. And I was trying to figure out like what's a new market that we haven't explored really in a systematic way. And philanthropic work was something that like nobody really understood in the organization. So I took that on. It's a very sort of American pursuit because of how deals are made and relationships are built. And sort of was suited to my skill set. And the best way to do that was to be closer to the foundations, most of which, like the big ones, are in the US. So it kind of served a dual purpose. I opened the US office for OPM and at the same time was able to be closer to my honey. But the LA move came later. That was, I had my first kid in the pandemic. 0 out of 10.
Do not recommend.
Not to the child.
Child?
No. He's wonderful. I would rather not have older kids during a pandemic. I imagine that was harder. Yeah, that would have been actually harder because like he was a potato. He didn't know the difference. I was.
You're making us lose. Now all the potatoes will stop.
He's really cute. I mean, I think potatoes should want him as their ambassador.
Okay.
Baby potato face.
Good.
But I was on mat leave September 2020. And I couldn't imagine going back to a world where I was traveling internationally all of the time at that point with like a 6-month-old. In the middle of a pandemic, and people were starting to travel a little bit. It just like I didn't know what the market looked like, what my life was going to look like, and it just didn't feel like an exciting proposition anymore. So when he was a year old, we moved to LA. My husband's more of a creative type, and so we moved to be closer to his work. And I had to go through the thing of reinventing myself for the 85,000th time.
Gosh. But like from Tampa to Hong Kong to London to LA.
Yeah.
LA must have been very brutal on you.
Dude, yeah. LA is like another planet.
Right?
Yeah. I think it was bigger culture shock in some ways than UK.
In what way? Tell us more.
The entire economy is completely based on the creative arts, or it's defense as well, but you don't really see those folks that much. And so how people live their lives, what the signs of success are. In some ways, it's very inspiring because in some groups, if you say, I'm starting a podcast project, people are like, go off, let's do it. You're going to crush. Like, go for it. Yeah. This is a place to do dreams.
Yeah.
But then in other ways, sometimes you're like, are you talking to me because you think I know someone useful for you?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's super friendly, but is it real? For the Angelinos out there, please feel free to answer. There's some real ones out there, like some real baddies, but there's also a lot of people where I'm like, I don't know. Still trying to figure that out.
How long has it been now?
4.5 years. So I'm still new.
You still have time.
Yeah. I'm graduating college.
Yeah. You have 2 more years, 3 more years,
from the
doctorate level. Then you'll be
School
good.
of Hard Knocks in LA.
The School of Los Angeles.
But you mentioned your podcast. Tell us more.
Oh, yeah. So the podcast started first as a blog.
Okay.
When I had this kid during the pandemic, my son,
I know you're pointing at me.
It's my other son.
You're pointing at me.
He's over here somewhere. you know, societally, when you have kids, in my mind, it was going to be this thing where I would like hang out at a cafe and somebody who maybe had a kid that was older than me was breastfeeding and I could watch her do it and say, oh, like I didn't, oh, you can explain that to me. Like, I just thought I would learn how to be a mom through sort of just general social interaction. And that overnight disappeared. So then it turned into Instagram, which is the most toxic place to learn to be a parent.
Don't.
I cannot emphasize that enough. The algorithm rewards people who scare you and who think that you're like make you think you're going to kill your child if you don't do it the way they do it.
Wow.
Talk to a medical professional if you have real questions.
I love the disclaimers.
I can't emphasize that enough because it makes you feel really lonely. It makes you feel like you're doing everything wrong. It makes you feel like every micro decision you're making is extremely consequential. Yeah. When in reality, that's not actually it. You love your kids, you do your best, you apologize when you fuck up, like you do your best. And you ask certified professionals if you have a serious question.
Yeah, and they don't look tired at all. Like the filters make everyone look amazing. Like
yeah.
You look like you're fresh off the boat, like
yeah, and like it's also like you have to have disclaimers. Like I don't live a normal life. I don't sit in an office 9 to 5.
Yeah.
My sort of listeners and stuff, they know that about my life, that I juggle a lot, but that I'm not this, like if you are in an office 9 to 5, don't try and bake cookies at 3 p.m. like I'm doing, because I don't live a normal 9 to 5 job, but like I try and be really open about that with people. So the pod started and with this blog version, and the blog started because I was WhatsApping and texting friends being like, he won't sleep. What am I supposed to do? Or what do you think this is? Or is it normal that he's not rolling over yet? Or what did you do about this? And then my friends, more friends started having kids and they're texting me those questions.
Mm-hmm.
And so then all of these things started coalescing into these blog posts. It was just basically just my reflections. Like, I'm not an expert in parenting. Michelle Obama says, like, I don't know what it's with all the mommy bloggers. Like, you all have 5-year-old children. Nobody can see the your outcomes yet. So I don't know why we're trusting you to tell us things. Respect, Michelle, First Lady. But she's kind of right. Like, everybody's experimenting on their own kids all of the time. So I never wanted to be like, I'm an expert and this is what I think. Solicited advice only based on my personal experience or whatever it is. And what I found was this like lack of community. There was this gap where I just wanted to feel like it was okay to do stuff differently, and that like there's a lot of ways to love your kids and a lot of ways to raise your kids. And that's how the podcast started. Is I wanted to understand, how did you grow up? What were the things you were interested in? How are you balancing your dreams and hopes as a human being with this really important job of being a parent? Because being a parent is not all of who you are. But it's a big part, and it makes the other parts really hard to achieve. A lot of the times.
And I like how you call it an in real life group chat. That's what you call it, right? It's like a WhatsApp group or something in real life where it's just unfiltered stories going through.
Yeah.
Then you record it in your closet, which
I do.
I must say, I mean, with a British mindset living in the UK with smaller houses, where you say,
you guys don't even have closets.
I know, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
we're
you've done it. And 88 episodes.
Yeah.
How?
One every week.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, and I find myself gravitating toward it. So, you know, it's half of my week I do that. Half of the week I'm the fractional COO of this company.
Yeah.
And if there's a really boring task to be done that has to be done for the company, I will just my eyes shift over to the other screen where I'm editing audio or like making a cool graphic or something. Like, it's extremely fun. It's allowed me to meet some incredible people who have gone on to become friends.
Yeah.
It's a good bullshit filter because you spend an hour with people.
Yes.
But it's been a really validating experience because all of these people come on the show, love their kids massively, and also love something else. And that's really important, I think.
You brought us to the real talk section of our discussion, by the way. Naturally, you just did it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, we gave you heads up.
Okay, I'm ready.
We give all the.
Try me.
Oh my god! Serufusa, you start.
No, I've had to deal with this like almost like
you start.
So many years, like.
Okay. First one. So I would qualify you as a successful person.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you did it
God
all.
bless.
You did it all.
Right.
You had like 1 million careers, lived everywhere, had babies.
You're still going.
We're like 3-4 more lifetimes of
Easy,
this.
yeah.
So what is your definition of success now? Or has it evolved in time? Or is there anything you'd want to tell to our listeners
Yeah.
in terms of like, this is the truth? This is...
Yes. I
Go.
will tell you one thing.
Mm.
When I was entering this like pundit expert policy type space, I spent a lot of time looking at these talking heads, figuring out, how do I become a talking head? How do I get on the Forbes 30 under 30? How do I do all these things? And I felt horrible when I couldn't achieve it. When I would get, I always joke that I'm really good at getting second place. And it's because I never appreciated naive little me who does like political economy and government, was never appreciating the political economy of these spaces. That the Forbes 30 under 30 is like kind of pay to play. You have PR people who get you on these lists. It is not a meritocracy. People aren't out there being like, wow, like this is real innovation. There's some of that, but like there's a lot of politicking you have to do to be recognized in these worlds. And that's in every field. And I just realized I didn't have the energy or give a fucks to be that person, to do it that way. And so once I realized that like most of that is absolutely a fallacy, and I care more about the quality of what I'm doing and the impact I'm having rather than the recognition, like it changed the game. So one, all of those lists are bullshit. And if somebody has won an award, you can be both really happy for them and also appreciate that they had to do work to get the award. It's work worth doing. It can bring in business. It has value, but it doesn't just come to you unsolicited. So
Good one. Okay, you just...
Yeah.
Good. Strike. Yeah, good one.
And then in terms of how I view success, in this current chapter I'm in, I'm coming out of like the most intensive stage of parenting. You remember.
Yeah.
What age was that? So I get scared.
So I have a 2.5-year-old and a 5.5-year-old. My kids obviously are going to continue to need me and need me in different ways. So you appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the body toll, the hormone craziness, the not sleeping so great, all that stuff is starting to move aside. And I'm going back to the place of like, who am I as a person? What do I care about? And success for me is making sure that I'm going back to that place of investing in myself again and keeping space for that, for doing that. I think for a long time that went on the back burner in a way that I was shocked. Like I couldn't believe that me of all people let that happen to myself.
Yeah.
And some of it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Was that
Wow.
silliness thing you talked
Wow.
about?
Yeah.
Where you had to
I
know
mean-
extra work to come back to
My
that?
son was getting like full Broadway performances in his little bouncy thing because you're like losing your mind. Like you have nobody to talk to, and so it's just like give my regards to Broadway, and he's just like in the bouncy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I relate to some of that. Some of it I don't relate to because I have male privilege, and as a dad, like,
Appreciate you recognizing
I just miss some of those things. Keep on being reminded all the time by my wife about it. But another take on that question is, what's your biggest failure so far?
Oh, that's a really good question. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
My biggest failure professionally was I was given advice after I had my son. I had been like starting to look at the job market for other opportunities, and I had been given the advice, you're a mom now. Do you really want to do this? Maybe you should go part-time. Maybe you should slow down. You're a mom. Like, don't you want to spend more time with your kid? And I had never been a mom before. And so I said like, oh, maybe they're right. Like, maybe I should slow down. This is new for me, but I felt fine. And in my heart, I really wanted to be doing it. And so the failure was, and this is not the right answer for everybody, it was the right answer for me. Like the wrong thing that I did was take the advice that wasn't the right advice for me. And I did take my foot off of the pedal, and it made me really angry and really resent my husband and like hate kind of everybody. Like it made me so deeply unhappy.
Wow.
Because it was a 6-month period where I felt like no bigger calling or purpose. And for some people, they feel extremely fulfilled in doing, and they do feel
100%,
called
yeah.
to do that one job, but that was never going to be me. So that was my biggest professional failure. And as a parent, I think my biggest failure was, I mean, there's so many things that you fail at because you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
But the biggest one, I think, was just not being able to take a chill pill. Like, I'm pretty good at taking a chill pill about everything else.
Yeah.
But because Instagram had so badly fucked up my brain, I really thought everything was so important. And so I feel like, the firstborn is given a lot of anxiety by their parents because they're the guinea pig. And I definitely did that to my kid, where I just was like, I mean, he's an incredible sleeper. There's a lot of things he does amazingly well as a consequence.
This is the child you call the potato.
Yeah.
Oh, the potato.
When I used to travel in Nigeria, they used to call me and one of our colleagues, Patrick, Irish potatoes.
Yeah.
Irish potato. And they would sing to us at the restaurant. Yeah. So
it's an appreciation song. As we said, potatoes are great.
Potatoes are great.
Yeah.
Potatoes are
The
amazing.
Irish potato lobby wants to fund this pot. Call them.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's good. And I mean, it's definitely that. I mean, lots of failures. I feel like in my life, I've failed my way to success. I call that, because I feel like I've done so many things wrong, like presentations, conversations. I've had meetings where I felt like I could have said something different or better. But I think I take it positive, because every failure is like a stack that ladders up to your success at some point in time.
You're doing it right.
Yeah. And if you take those learnings, right? Because it's not always that people take the learnings. People don't take it right. As a parent, I feel like I fail all the time. And I'll put my hands out. Like, my biggest failure today, apparently, was we forgot to pick the kids up from school.
Today? So do they live at school
Where are
now?
they?
Have they moved in?
They live at school now.
Do you send them food?
Yeah, we figured it out. But 2 hours later, they were picked up from school. But that's probably my biggest parental failure to date.
Yeah, no, I think like...
You've not forgotten our kids in to pick them up?
I haven't forgotten kids.
Have you forgotten who your child is?
I call them by the wrong names all the time. And I call the dog their names all the time. Obviously, everybody does that. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
But there are little things that I'm like it's pajama day and I forgot to dress the kid in the pajamas, and then they're upset because everyone's in pajamas. There's stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah. You've not heard of Amazon?
Because I didn't read the email, Sarah, not because they don't have pajamas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at these judgmental people.
This guy,
like
these
dads, dads who don't get it. Like,
no, but it's like, the school, I don't know about your kid's school, but I get like 1 million emails a day.
Petition to less emails per day.
Well, now I have Claude summarize the emails for me.
Yeah, let's talk about AI. You're in AI.
I'm so into it right now.
Real talk about AI.
Yeah.
We love, we hate, we enjoy,
we have to approach in a nuanced and thoughtful way, but we can't.
Oh, that's a very politically correct answer.
Yeah.
Well, I think it has.
talk.
I think it has huge potential benefits.
Yeah.
And also, it has a potential to turn everybody into zombie people who don't think and shitify everything that we do and consume. So, I definitely think there's nuance there, but it in and of itself is neutral. How we decide to use it and the guardrails we put around it, that's where the interesting conversation is. Besides the environmental impact, which I'm grappling with and think about a lot, I'm an office of 1 most of the time, and now I operate as an office of about 10 because of what I can do in a day.
Yeah.
I have a personal assistant 1. I have an analyst 1. And because I know what I need to be doing and I can quality assure what I'm asking it to do, it's great.
Okay.
Do you guys use it?
I mean, this podcast is sponsored by AI. Editing by AI. The text you see by AI.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. We love it.
I think I embraced it quite a lot, actually. And I think the one thing, though, is I think it's teaching my kids to understand how to approach AI in an ethical way. Now they know that if there's a tough question, you don't Google it, you go to AI and ask it. And so they know that. And so they do that. But then sometimes if they're working on our family laptop and stuff, and they have an assignment and AI will suggest how to finish the summary or something like that. I told them, like, that's fine if you use what AI has suggested, as long as you write there a disclaimer that this part was made by AI and other stuff. So I think it's the ethical component of it. I think my kids are just on it. They just embrace it. So it's all over the life.
It's really interesting because I think younger generations are just taking it as a given.
Yeah.
Boomers are so knee deep in AI, but it's terrifying to watch them use it because there's no offense to an entire generation, but the critical thinking's not there, guys. Like there's a lot of Gen X I feel fine about, but a lot of the boomer use of AI is concerning because they are taking things as gospel. And for instance, if you're asking it a question, you want it to help you do like a annotated bibliography or something.
Yeah.
You need to demarcate what sources you want it to look at, or else it's gonna hold everything equal, and you're gonna get something from some podunk publication that's not peer reviewed and Harvard in the same bibliography, and they're not doing that. So that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
I think the young ones, though, there is going to be a whole media literacy thing that's going to happen again. Like the next one will be AI literacy, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
I love it. I have one question for you. Your controversial take. That's like
my controversial take?
Yeah, controversial take.
I think I probably said a lot of controversial things today.
I know. It's a whole...
the whole
How many minutes have we been in here? 46? My controversial take. I don't know if I have one. I like to think I'm pretty reasonable about most things. I'm trying to think, I know. Twiglets.
Twiglets?
Do you know what a twiglet is?
No. Educate us.
Guys, you live in England. It's the Marmite snack.
Okay.
Isn't that Australia?
No, there's a snack.
Okay. Marmite, like...
Do we know who your listeners are? Are they British?
Yeah. Mostly British.
Okay.
Global.
They're all
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Twiglets,
Yeah.
guys. Twiglets is the superior bar snack. That's my controversial hot take. Because
please let us know. Let us know if it's true.
Yeah, comment.
Yeah,
this should be the clip from this episode.
Okay.
Twiglets are the superior bar snack. At me.
Oh my god.
Don't at me.
At her. Let's cancel her. I mean, I don't know Twiglets. Let me test.
Or sponsor their pod, whichever.
Twiglet, we don't know you yet. I haven't met you yet.
Good. And then one question I had for you, we always talk about music in the podcast here. And we talk about theme songs or things that identify or describe your life up to now. And I thought that about that especially because listening to your podcast as well, like you recently had one of your guests was Sean Stockman from Boys to Men.
Yeah.
And
so good.
So clearly there's a music theme running there, like with everything that you do. So what's your theme song?
My theme song? I mean, that's really tough. We listened to, is K-pop Demon Hunters? Was that a thing here?
Yeah, it was big time.
It was my choice last time. We loved it.
Yeah. So we've there's been a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters in my house. I don't know if it's my theme song, but it's the song that's been crammed down my throat for the last 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
I've had different theme songs for different periods of my life. What would it be now? That's a really hard question. What's yours?
Such a good interviewer. She's getting herself time.
Yeah. What is it? I don't know what mine is.
You're making my life. I thought Hewan does this all the time. Like she makes my life hard, but now you're turning.
I try.
The tables.
I'm proud of it. It's an achievement.
What's yours? Do you have one?
Super easy.
What?
Ray, Joy.
Oh,
Wow.
That's so good.
Wow.
Like it just brings
good vibes.
Good vibes. Like nothing can beat me.
Yeah.
And then it's almost sunny outside now. We're like in spring.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's perfect song for
For
this
me, it's anything that I think love Nigerian songs for some reason. Like the time we spent in Nigeria, like just really uplifted my.
I just want
my Nigerian
the
vibe.
details from Nigeria now. Like
Dude.
what happened there? Like,
What happens in Nigeria stays in Nigeria.
Obviously. No, the music scene. I mean, when I think about times in my life where like music told the story.
Yeah.
Because my doctorate was on Nigeria. So I was in and out for like 7 years specifically just for that.
Yeah.
And the music is like, you cannot not dance. it's not like your shoulders won't allow it.
Yeah.
You just have to do like you respond to it so viscerally. So that was a good music period. Right now there's like a really big fight with the family, and when we get in the car of what we're gonna listen to.
Yeah.
My husband's like calm jazz, like just like
so
wow.
well, just to be zen, right? Because the kids are like kicking the backs of the seat. They want to listen to like maybe K-pop Demon Hunters, but now I'm trying really hard to shift things. Like we've been listening to a lot of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
You know, like Under the Bridge, Californication. We live in LA now. Like let's get here.
Cultural
Let's get a little bit cooler. So yeah, we're going back. But I would say historically, for this chapter of my life, actually, this is the answer.
Yeah.
Neil Diamond.
Oh,
do you know who that is?
Sweet.
Except not. The ones that no, I mean
that's all I know.
But my stepdad, who passed recently, loved Neil Diamond, and so we've been listening to it on loop.
Oh, may he rest.
And so, thank you. But like that's been 2 months of nonstop Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
And
incredible.
Do you know who Labi Siffre is?
Yeah.
He has a song called "Bless the Telephone" that my son learned about in school.
Oh wow.
And we've also been playing that one on loop,
wow.
which is like the perfect song. So if I'm going to give you a classy answer, it would be "Bless the Telephone" and "Forever in Blue Jeans."
Yeah.
Wow. You guys should have a Spotify list for the pod.
I know.
Yeah, no,
definitely on it.
We have to.
I know.
Thank you.
I'll make sure you put the song that. So today morning, there was an issue. We take the tube into the central London with the kids and for them to go to school, and there was an issue with the tube, so we had to change and get onto the Elizabeth line, and it was a long circuit and other stuff. And then we had to have this like 10-minute walk from the tube station Farringdon to the school, and everyone was worried about being late and other stuff. I had to get them on, and we said like, let's play a song. And so I did this thing where I took out my phone, and you're not apparently it's not allowed to play loud songs without putting your headphones. It's so noisy.
But the police
is it not allowed or not recommended?
It's not. I mean, it's frowned upon. But I put it out and I played the Mission Impossible theme song.
That's so smart.
Both the original one and also the one by the Minions. I highly recommend that.
That's the Minions.
So smart.
The Minions. Yeah.
That's a really good dad hack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tuck that away.
Yeah. So it was like, and
everybody was really motivated.
Yeah. And we made
it with it and run in.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect way to end this. But first, appreciation to your hats. We did not talk about that.
Tell me, what's the deal with your hat?
Every episode, I put on a new hat.
How many hats do you have?
I have a collection.
Good news is we
don't
have
all the
many
places.
episodes.
I have Nigerian hats. I have collections from everywhere. It's one thing I always did. Wherever I go.
You also have a good-looking head. So what do you do? He does.
It's
I did.
a vibe. It's a thing.
I have to. Save it for the best.
I love a hat.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We'll
be wearing the Mother Life hat today. The most popular hats, though, that we have in our merch store are birth order hats.
I
so
saw
you
that.
have eldest siblings walking around as eldest siblings, middle children walking around as middle children. Those, I think, are the most popular.
I saw that.
Yeah. This was fun. I don't know where the hour went.
Time is gone,
I think we need like another 6 hours of podcasting if you're up for it.
Easy peasy, guys. We could do it. This was really fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure to have you. Can't wait to have more conversations.
Yeah. And I can't wait to share your episode or this episode with my people.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Like, subscribe,
Cracking the
follow,
American
share.
market, huh?
Yeah. Ooh, we're going to America.
Yeah. We're going to Tampa.
Tampa, if you want to listen. We are inclusive.
We have some Tampa listeners.
Yeah.
At least on my pod that can come over.
Yeah. We appreciate your service.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You've listened to Roots, Routes, and Real Talk,